If only they hadn't tried to substitute milk chocolate for cocoa powder. Now their brownies were ooey gooey, sticky chocolate lumps. But it didn't matter, because they were still delicious. Joe and Jessie wrapped them up in a clean white linen, now stained with chocolate, and placed them gently in their knapsacks. With that final touch, there was nothing left to do. They were ready for their adventure. The next day, they climbed a mountain. At the top of the mountain, there was a cliff. It quickly became nighttime, and they went to sleep. While they were sleeping, they had a really bad dream, and they started rolling around. Then they accidentally rolled off the cliff. Oh! Boom! Luckily, they landed in an oasis. When they landed, they woke up startled and said, "Uh-oh, our brownies." They had left their brownies on top of the cliff. Luckily, at that moment, a giant hawk flew past. Whoosh! Joe and Jessie whistled to the hawk. Whoop, whoop! And it flew down and landed next to them. Joe said, "Excuse me, Mr. Hawk, could we get a ride?" The hawk called, "Yes." So Joe and Jessie climbed on the back of the hawk and held on tight as they flew into the sky. They flew higher and higher until they flew above the cliff where they could see their brownies. "There they are!" cried Jessie. Joe leaned close to the hawk and explained about the brownies. The hawk circled the mountain as he listened. When Joe finished, he said, "Hold on," and changed direction. "Where are we going?" Jessie asked, as the clouds tickled her cheeks. "The hawk has an idea," Joe replied. The cloud cleared, and they looked below to see a summer camp with lots of children below. The hawk began calling out loudly. Joe and Jessie couldn't understand, but the animals in the forest did. They scurried and ran and flew excitedly to some of the children below. The hawk circled again, and they went back the way they came toward the mountain. They circled again and again, and the children were impatient and said, "Our brownies are down there. Why don't we land?" "Just a little longer," said the hawk. Just then, out of the woods carrying backpacks came campers from a summer camp. They came with animals, squirrels, blue jays, and foxes. Mr. Hawk landed, and Joe and Jessie got down and picked up their brownies. "After all that adventure, I thought you would like to have a picnic with your new friends," said the hawk. All of the children were emptying their backpacks of food to share. Everyone started laughing and eating. When the time came, everyone got a piece of their adventure brownies. They raised them into the air. "To adventure," said Joe. "So yummy," said Jessie. "To finding new friends," said Mr. Hawk. And with that, they ate their brownies happily. The end.